Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? Shuddering. Hey guys, this might even be the last episode because we hit daybreak. I'm not kidding. We hit daybreak. Look at that. Both of us are alive. Mio is alive. But let's finish things with the detectives first before we move on to Mio. Hajime Yoshimi's death. Najima threat of mass murder. The problems just pile up, putting detectives' goal of collecting all the crystals in jeopardy. I still haven't ran into Oki though in these other parallel things. Kasumi catches a quick break. Let's go with finish this off. Hitomi's help. Bringing her friend back from the dead means she'll have to pay the price. Yako makes it home safely, but still isn't sure about how to proceed with her curse. She worries about Mio as the night passes. Yako Sakaki, 8 a.m. Oh yeah, the detectives are after this then. Makes sense. Yako's home. Oh, she made it out alive. I wonder what changed. Oh, good morning, Yako. Huh? Yako? Rise and shine. Did I just fall asleep standing up? You're up. Huh? It's morning. Are you okay? Can you remember your name? The specter of the spirit board. I am the specter of the spirit board. No, don't fall back asleep. You must be dreaming. Wake up. Yes, I'm Yako Sakaki. Good. I feel like I'm collecting points and losing points for doing that. Oh, Mio. Thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the cursed echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Yeah, because you work for Paranormal Affairs. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Truth is, I've been trained with having to do in the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would a flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. That sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I ended up as an apprentice, or maybe more like an assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I've sent to schools who may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Oh, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while being a student? Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. Oh, you got a rough then, but still, that's really amazing. You're so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I don't have it, but... Wait, did I actually change the course of history? Because she dies. Oki killed her. Yako. Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michiyo back, I mean. I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako. I promise I won't use the curse, no matter what. But maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curse. For the Michiyo that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay. But if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any moment. Right. Thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. Candy shop. Old-fashioned candy shop located on the street corner. On the weekends, you can spot Yako walking over the store cooking monjayaki and playing traditional tops and card games to local children. Cheap treats for kids, not common to larger private-owned businesses, become something more like general stores. Many family-operated candy shops on the dirt ground floor of their home. Doma, with the space in the back, customers can eat monjaki, as well as arcade games. Attractive place for children, harsh realities of traditional candy shops, which thrived during the period of high economic growth. Many convention are experiencing a steady decline in convenience stores, and the changes in children's interests and tastes. Tick-tock. Hopefully school is bright and bustling. We don't have another death. Kamagata High School. All NPCs are shadows. Huh? I thought it unusually noisy. There was a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jonichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. Also, it was the girl. It's the girl. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I don't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. Yeah, it's like concentrated in the school for some reason. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be? Because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jonichi's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and timing, it's very unlikely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying that someone used a curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? That's so scary. Hey, so the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Shh, keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Yep, sorry. Alright. English teacher, homeroom teacher. Seen alone with the doing it at night. I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there. There's something expelling from her back. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at the school last night too. She must know something about Mr. Junichi. Let's see what she has to say. And she just runs up to her. Huh. So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms. Huh, so that's what it was. The music changed! The interrogation music changed! No! I'm getting to the end! Shee! Alright, let's background first. Oh, I stopped the music! Bro, tell me, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it all too well myself. What I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people were born with natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They can also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people have their own personality taken over and possessed too? It is possible with spirits who've got a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and child, but you can almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense or a deep connection with the person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be long enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. But if that's the case, would you not know if you were choosing that behavior of your own will or not? That's why there are a lot of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. But the spirits may influence the behavior and memories of the host. The deeper the connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? It must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, you told me. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's like being able to see them isn't your fault either. The same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you can see them too with a little training. I think I may pass. So that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up all of a sudden saying she was going to exorcise you. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You try to perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? Or, you see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. Oh, the guitar, man! They only accept my explanation after they've seen the results. That's kind of a breach of... Oh. Be bad. Did you hear about Mr. Nunichi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw the asshole bite at the school grounds myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What I can tell you... that guy. It was almost dawn. Probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden, ran into the ground like something was chasing him, and screamed. Ah, somebody help me! Forgive me, Michiyo! Or something like that while he was running around. Michiyo? He mentioned Michiyo? Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for just a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. The only person in a school uniform with braids is... I don't know. Yeah, where is she? Oh yeah, what happened to Yoko? What the... Yeah. Oh, and of course her little bows are white too, and then I heard him begging for his life, like, I was wrong and I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. Yep, it was the historian. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get out of there. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michiyo's ghost chased down Mr. Junichi and killed him. Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Did you tell the story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they believe in such an insane story anyway. Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? My big brother. Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got in my case about stuff. But he died just... Oh, that's right! The big guy! This dude. Yeah, that's right. He was like really close to her. That's unfortunate. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, maybe she wants to revive him! That's what she's doing. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey Mio, I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Nishi died, it sounds a lot like how Michiyo died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michiyo's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? Also, the Storing killed her too. I don't think so. The curse of the 7 mysteries haven't manifested when she died. And if you can trust what the spirit board said, then Michiyo died in an accident. No way that's an accident. Oh, right. That's all I know about that. Oh. Tell me, last night before you witnessed Mr. Nishi's collapse, can I ask you what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gotta tell the cops? Oh, right. With everything that happened with Junichi, they'll suspend you if we told them we saw you watching last night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all the shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, that piece of shit Junichi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Whatever, I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer in society when he doesn't know shit about them. At 3 a.m. in the morning? I mean, super sus. That asshole was the only one acting like scum, if you ask me. Is that so? Why was that highlighted? Acting like scum. Why was that highlighted? Could you tell us more in detail why he called you in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain where to start. What did you mean by Mr. Junichi acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? You know Michiyo, right? The girl who killed herself? Huh? Michiyo? I don't know everything, but a creep of a teacher has some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her, call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean? What'd you say? Whatever he wanted. I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that a couple of model students like you would ever get involved in. Oh, so she was trying to get an A in chemistry, man. That's how she got an A in chemistry, bro. No, wait, that's how. What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known this? Look, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were a friend. Joe really did a number on both Michiyo's body and soul. She probably felt like she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No, how terrible. You tell me, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him, asking what he was doing. walked in on it. I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine to keep it a secret. Michiyo, why? She probably thought she had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. Of course, Jonichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, and that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. Tell me, if you knew about that, then why didn't you? You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have to do other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michiyo, why? What you describe sounds like Michiyo killed Mr. Joichi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. No way, you mean that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing some strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill for the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them and act on those lingering regrets. Either the person who created this knows a lot about the paranormal, because all this is facts. Just say that's how it works. Huh? I wonder if that's what happened. Alright, then supposing what the spirit board said is true, Michiyo's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think that she was the kind of girl who'd just give up no matter what the situation. I don't really know, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd kill herself. I'm curious. Did you hear what that dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. For that long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been doing. She looked well behaved. There's more to a person than meets the eye, you know. There must have been some reason. Dunno, got nothing to do with me. I kind of want to say like this because I like the music. So last night, how did it start? Red. Remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple of days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. So there was something like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age, and that she was on my side. Aww. Must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. Oh no. I haven't heard this song in a while. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that part. Then he'd listen to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day he called me over there like usual. But something seemed off about him, like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah, he asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. A favor? What kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'd take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. Then he told me he wanted me to look for a talisman Michiyo Shiraishi had that looked like this one. Huh? Michiyo? What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi has been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michiyo always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michiyo had. He knew that I knew her, so that's what he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michiyo couldn't tell even the police about? I don't think the home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michiyo was keeping her mouth shut about what Junichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal on anything about Michiyo either. Michiyo, what is it that has such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michiyo, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it would end up. So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder what he gave it to. Hell if I know. When I looked inside, if there's just a weird kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside it. But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. Veteran investigator. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass. I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that. Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. I think he was part of the paranormal division too. So he knew something was up. Give them to a guy named Nagagoshi at the police department. Okay, that's a name we don't know yet. Oh wait, isn't he the guy who led the paranormal affairs? It is. Could have sworn I saw his name. There you go. Hey, we got a link. We got a link! Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was going to happen to him. Nagagoshi. Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name. I think she knows him. So there really is a Nagagoshi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Hitomi. Yeah? That talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Oh, okay. So, last night you were looking for the talisman Michiyo had? Yeah. And I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michiyo. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now, come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock in the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we used it for secret meetings before. Yo, I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. But nothing he said made any sense. Like it was... like that I was really Michiyo and stuff like that. Went on and on about how it was my fault, and if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Beep! Were you okay? Yeah, that's when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Junichi was freaking out. Oh my gosh, good thing you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was so bust. Afterward, I was wondering about what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashima talking, and then Mio showed up. Also, she saw when I was disemboweled. Oh, you did? It's also I saw Junichi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you're the only one here to look for Michiyo's talisman. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure, thank you, Hitomi. Oh, and if you two find out anything about Michiyo's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Seems respectable. Oh, can we get to your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right, I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Things are tough at home too. Here's a phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kind of scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up! You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. Don't die out there, okay? Thanks, we'll be careful. I think people like that are usually very loyal. Why are you looking at me? Oh my god. Alright then. We got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Junichi was killed by a curse, just like we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes, the cursed echo we experienced in the school was the one that killed Junichi. It seemed to be different. The people in the school at the time other than us were Junichi, Hitomi, and Old Man Ashima, who you ran into. I was thinking it could have been among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Miss Junichi was pretty suspicious though. If they were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain how he was killed. Right, that's why I say there are multiple. Right, the person who killed Junichi would have to be one too. Which means it was either the mysterious girl or Old Man Ishimiya? Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them, that's it. The mysterious girl and the fact that Junichi thought it was Michiyo that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course I doubt Michiyo herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered, I also saw Shiraishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses given up, but he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashima and Shiraishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off and how they did it. I don't think I'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Huh, that makes sense. In which case, next we should do what exactly? I'll need to talk with Mr. Shiraishi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But the school's closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then? Oh, I'm literally exploring now. Let's buy some candy first. Yaku Sakazaki, 9 a.m. So I want to kind of wrap things up with the detectives. Sonoya. And so, Myosuruzu and Yaku Sagaki decide on their next location to investigate. Also, okay, so that's when we wrap things up the detectives then, I think. Yep. Alright, let's wrap things up. Tetsu Tatsumi, 9 a.m. Kinshibori Park. Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information. Took you long enough. Whoa, we got ourselves quite the mess. Strange deaths popping up all over the place that may or may not have something to do with the curses. We also need to keep looking into Najima and Yoshimi. For now, we better start following up on a few leads we got. Guess I better see if the area was found. Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in. Thanks, the floor is yours. A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one, the young man we found here. He's been identified as Shogo Oki, 25 years old, a regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. He drowned in the middle of the park? That's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here. About that, boss. Isn't the park associated with one of the 7 mysteries too? That's right. The Whispering Canal. It does seem like there'd be a link between a canal and death by drowning, don't you think? Sharp thinking, Ariel. You're starting to get the hang of this. So let's assume they're related. What's next? Before that, the body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kanazawa. That's where, we were literally just brought into the darkness. Victim has been identified by Tawaka Hayashi, 29 years old. She was an office worker who lived here on her own in the area. Don't live alone, guys! As for the cause of death, well, yes. The entirety of her body was crushed by some sort of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on? Meaning... I feel like we earn points and lose points based on like... Because there's a sound every time you get it right. Exactly. Crushing is a foot-washing merchant's modus operandi. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the 7 mysteries. And is it Nakajima's doing? Shit, I know he used it. Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to the paranormal affairs. Got it. And as for the 3rd victim, he was identified as Kohei Joichi, 32, a teacher at Kogamata High, who was found in the school courtyard. The cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building. A teacher dying at school. Not just any school, Kogamata houses one of the 7 mysteries. I actually don't know this one. Kogamata High School, right? Excuse me. I don't remember this one. Oh, that one. The resentful. That one? We didn't kill anyone though. That was not us. We did not kill him. Fool procession. Right, that's where the Fool's Procession is supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this death was also the work of a curse. I see, either way, it seems all 3 victims can be tied to the 7 mysteries. There are probably a curse bearer at the center of it all, pulling the strings. But you've got a point, all these strange deaths do point in one direction. That's right, Hajima's case wasn't all that different either. He also died of a mysterious case caused of a place connected to the 7 mysteries. The problem is the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated. Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries? That's a thought, but if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner, one who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone. He's not drooling though. There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that. Oh really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff. I'd be more surprised if you did. If you did. Forensics has finished their investigation. The body's been carried away. That said, we're still closing the park to the public, at least for the time being. This place is really giving me the creeps last night, but it looked pretty normal now that the sun's out. Still awfully bleak. Trees are all dead. What is it? Is it winter? Wouldn't be surprised. Must be nice to be young and have that kind of energy. Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night. But we can't rule out that there was more killings for which the bodies haven't been found. Yikes, I hadn't thought of that. But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse zone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out. Oh, that's great news. So basically, we're safe during the daytime? Exactly. It's also why Najima gave us till dusk. Ah, he must have known the curse zones couldn't be used during the day. Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers. Maybe the incident back in Najima back then was another episode of the, you know, the Veiling of the Night or whatever. And so that's why it's so knowledgeable of it. It makes sense that these two cases are connected. Because the killings are the same, and this dude just knows way too much about it, you know? Oh yeah, boss, let's do this. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Yutora Namagaki in the foot washing mansion, and Hideki Araishi had the ever-burning lantern. And we've got both of their curse stones. And then there's Najima, who claims he has a one-sided read. Who was in the school at the time. At the high school. Yeah, that about sums it up. Ooh, the known curse bearers. You better figure out who the remaining 5 are quick. How should we go about looking for them? There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's follow on other things for now. Tracking down Najima may lead us to the other curse bearers too. Either way, he should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look at how little more into Yoshimi. I've got a feeling there's some connection there. Let me pull down the blinds a bit. It's so bright, man. Can't see a thing. Ah! Ooh, there you go. So much better. There you go. Alright, boss. Sounds like we got a work cut out for us. No! I asked around Sumina's Community Safety Bureau, where Yoshimi was stationed. It seemed like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michiyo Shiraishi. Yeah, I heard about that. He was trying to determine whether it was a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of impact, her wounds and all that. Also, he was investigating Michiyo's death. Makes sense. And someone didn't want... Everything is tied to her. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up. Huh. What was the evidence? Well, according to a report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide, but he thought there was more to it. Yes, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall. Someone just plain ran her over? Why did they highlight that? So there was a chance that it wasn't a suicide. But the spirit board said it was an accident. But what a terrible way to go. There was no brake marks on the road, meaning it could have been a hit and run. The vehicle could have hit her without slowing down at all. This is turning into quite the grisly case. But the vehicle couldn't have come from a collision like that unscathed. Exactly, so I asked the traffic bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet. I don't think they're looking very hard. So we've got no proof. That said, it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide. If it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth. That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in? Not quite. Yoshimi was ready to talk to the forensics and traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up. You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too. Yes. Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Remember the girl Yoshimi met up with the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? Community safety didn't have any contact information from her on hand. Not even an address. Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there. Not sure we really have the time for a stakeout right now. But she could be a key witness. Can't we have community safety track her down for us? We can ask, but that might be tricky to get done today. For starters, Kokomata High is closed today. Because the teacher that died. That's right. Alright, but if it's not something we can do today, we may have to forget about it. Let's move on then. Got some information about Yoshimi's fiance from community safety. Her name is Mayu Chozawa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. I know the other person died was 29. Look, I even managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. I wanted to see the picture, but... oh boy, here it comes. But what? Community safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died, not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silence. There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? Mayu is a beautician from the fiance of Hajime, police officer of the Sumida Police Department. Her current whereabouts remain unknown. It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps? It is fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse. But Yoshimi was well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years. Even more so reason, you never know, things can be different behind closed doors. I guess so. But we'd have to consider the opposite scenario too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger. You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. Stop! HQ has mobilized a search unit for Najima, but so far we haven't received any word. Guessing he wasn't at home or at work. About that, apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago. Awfully sus, like he knew this was gonna happen. Almost like he cast the veil himself, or he knew someone who did, because he did say he had contacts. You serious? So we have no idea where he lives. It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit. Hold on a second, you're telling me nobody caught that? Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to this probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but never bothered checking in on his workplace. He also said he lost track of Najima when he moved to a new place. Jeez, that's just sloppy. I heard that they're giving parole to just about anyone these days because they're running out of room in the prisons. Which also means there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked. So Najima got to fuck about unsupervised. God damn it. That asshole's annoyingly good at faking remorse or insanity, whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking him left a bad taste in my mouth. He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That explains why he so brazenly made contact. That asshole, he's mocking us. Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot are being filed. That's gotta take way too long. We only have until dusk. What now? Speaking of Najima, yeah. Did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible. Not yet. I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either. That's not good. Does it mean she never came home? Why weren't you the one trying to reach her? Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright? Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh? Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree. Guess that explains why you got divorced. What? But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Najima do it? Former, yeah. That cuts deep. Yeah, sorry, it just kind of slipped out. Anyway, I suspect it's something to do with this cursed echo. Back on the topic already. He said his curse can kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance. I see. The one-sided read. What was that story about again? Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up. Oh, right. One of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. As for Najima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it until we find something. I'll check up with the HQ frequently to see if they got any updates. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? We should go to Kogamata High School or look at Hitomi Okuda or the Michiyo Shiraishi's house to find more about her. There's a lot we need to do, not a lot we can do. This ain't looking good. We're gonna run out of time if we don't do something. Gotta keep moving. It looks like he's giving up. Fancy sushi. With dust fast approaching, they have no time to waste. With that in mind, Tatsumi and Area directed investigation towards Kogamata High School. Let's go! Let's go to Shiraishi's neighborhood! Near the Shiraishi household. Seems like Michiyo's house is at the end of this road. We don't want it to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Ariel's checking on Shiraishi's house at the end of the road. This street's real narrow, so 2 big guys like us will stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. A lot of sus things can happen in this game. Houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. Really feels like old Tokyo. Alright, I'll go check on the house. So, the Shiraishi household. There's a chance that Michiyo didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home. Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but no one came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Huh. Let's try again later. Ooh! I completely forgot about these. I don't think I've been missing any though, but is there still a lot of game left to like, get enough of? I don't think they're like super hard to reach spots. I have been looking. Kind of. I mean, they're pretty conspicuous. Alright, nothing else here? Let's head back. See, I like their icon. It looks sick. So it's 9 a.m. Watch music gonna change it fast. Here we are, Kogamata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering on aimlessly. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. Where the stickers at? Kogamata High's gymnasium also serves as a bowling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. School gates will stay locked while forensics inspect the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. Everyone's an NPC! Let's place isn't only connected to the case of the students from under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the fool's procession, of course, where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Ideally, we could talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Easier said than done, though. Where am I gonna find that? Where am I gonna... Who's in charge? Alright, speaking of schools, what is it? You said paranormal fairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high school you mentioned to help us? A lot of the people involved in this case is back to the school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy questioning the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know what they are. Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who can help us scout out the area. Bro. Alright, back to Detective Richard. I guess, oh yeah, because he died. We don't have anything more of him. What about her? What's she all about? Because she's alive and well. And imagine, boom, she shows up. Boom, Najima shows up. What dictates who I can look through like the story lenses of, right? Throughout the night, Richard continues to gather information on the curse stones while Hiroi lies awake until dawn, preoccupied with the prospect of bringing her lost child. Ooh, it's 10 a.m. It's way after. Shigima Mansion. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I hope we can make some good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. This is Investigation Allegro or whatever. I'm looking for those mockingbird. I'm going to forget about that. 1 second. I wasn't imagining at the moment. The door's been locked shut. I hope so. Housekeeper, he left after cleaning and preparing food. That's right, for a rich people's housekeeper. The town's beginning to wake up once more. The clamor of society can be heard from beyond the garden gates. Like any day, a cloud of pollution drifts out from the industrial area. This is the old mansion where I was born and raised. Oh. Once a warrior clan with a mansion in Honjo, now a dynasty of police officials, considerable dispute. I only say that some distance from the Great Council earthquake, forcing me to build a new location. What kind of busted place where members of social elite mingled? A year ago, the head of house was struck with a sudden melancholy, and ever since I mansion has stood silent as a grave. What does that mean? Anyway. Let's see what bro has for us today. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. By the way, there's something I wanted to ask you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal curse stones to already absorb soul drags, but I'm wondering if it will suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use it right for our purposes. Oh. I mean, I suppose it would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? As long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if you get the job done. But blackmail, and then you get... Oh my god. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regret the way I did back with the ransom. And ransom? Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. I can't even tell if we're close to finishing. Judging by how many mockingbirds we have, I'd say there's no way we're only halfway through the game. We already reached sunrise. But there's still so many questions though. I feel like a game of this caliber could piece things together like super quick, so. Do you have any curse bearers with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet, surprisingly. It seems the other curse bearers haven't been proactive about collecting soul drags. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found. But they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought. Even the victims were curse bearers. Just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul drags. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all throughout the night, the curse bearers must be cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are they not after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul drags yet. Except me, except Oki, you know, and we died. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we after them to do it. Bet! We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I can see my child again. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be... What about Namagaki? I wonder if the situation would be what the mastermind who kicked it all off was intended. Now that's an interesting theory. Oh god, I can just imagine bam, bam, bam. We unlocked 3 more routes. Bro, no way. That would feel like we're back to square one. Oh yeah, the storyteller, what's his story? Like the winner, he's like, oh, the next Squid Game guy, the guy who wins becomes a storyteller or something, I don't know. I wonder the situation could be with the mastermind who kicked it off intended. Think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. It doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in the area on purpose, and they're likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, man. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul drags after the rite, this would be very risky since a curse bearer they themselves will become a target. So Gmail the mastermind? So that could be more convenient for them if the curse bearer moved less aggressively. That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? This guy's pretty smart for a PI, who's independently. Does he, like, not have connections? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul drags themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls of the other curse bearers to compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is a safer course of action. Which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So how should we do it? There's still reasons to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul drags, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught, do you want to give up, man? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigation on all of them. but I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. First, there's a Yamitono, the girl who talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently mives alone in an apartment near Michiyo Park. Even determine her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator. I called every single university, ukiyo-e, and the curriculum pretending to be her parent. Yeah, this guy's just hands off everything. He doesn't need connections. This is kind of great. I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. I hear thought you were an investigator extraordinary. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones just like us. The best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Michiyo. He stood out the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? Oh man. Ooh, this is new. Yumiyoko. He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. Oh, this guy! I completely forgot about him. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hikaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assume she wanted factories running at full capacity. With the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right, even 10 years ago, there was many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than the environment. I wonder what man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. Unless the chairwoman was... No, there's no way. There's no way. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they haven't started for the day. I should have been better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Ha, now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out of college. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the right? The one who lives near here? His name is Shiraishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my, even he is involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. I don't feel like he was the mastermind though. I mean, he knows a lot about it, but then he was just walking around and just, with a smile. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer first. I'll return to Hidoku Self to see the man in black. Their HQ are down in South Wugureshi Street. Alright, we're gonna move! I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found in Kokomata High. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Joichi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure, it's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michiyo Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. We're moving? In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michiyo Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last two have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. What? How? What if there was a preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? And that's the Najima murders? Can we really assume that they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'll be easier if we were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be warped up in this one too. Ooh. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay more attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use a curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right, let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go now. Where should we go to begin our search? Which place has stood out to me the most so far? Everyone just reconvenes at the school. Let's do that after. We're here. Let's meet at Michiyo Park. Ayame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. It seems picking up Ayame's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? This place is connected with the story of the Taiko Super Group. Not only that, Tatsuko Shikishi's home, whoever that is also in the area. That might be why Yumi chose to live here. Small park bordering southward with East Street. A mixture of cherry and evergreen. Although unremarkable in most respects, the small playground always attracts a number of children come evening. No trace remains in modern day, stands on one of those who right of the Suguru estate. Legendary artist Hokusai is believed to be born in the vicinity. What a nerd. Oh god, I thought it was a ghost. Sticker? Sticker? Ooh. Oh, good going, ma'am. You found the haiku. That's a rare one. Is it now? This is fun. I like collecting stuff. We don't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. It really wasn't. I'm back now. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes in her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. Isn't she associated with the police too? You got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. wasn't able to check her mailbox either, unfortunately. You're planning to go that far? It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. Richard seems to like kids, perhaps because they're on the same wavelength? Call him a kid. We won't make much progress sticking around here. Alright, let's move. Down here. Let's go to South Wugrishi Streets. Wari Gasui. The Hiraku Soap headquarters on the other side of the South Wari Gasui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. Sticker first. To think a small soap company could grow so much in a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Yamamori is called the Queen. Chemical producer. 4th largest in domestic detergent market. 7th largest in the cosmetic market. And where's number 1? From its humble beginnings in a small soap factory established after a war, it has a feminine perspective and a well-timed economy boom to boldly lead the company to new markets, through crowded industrialization. In particular, established household name, branding to a rapidly expanding consumer market. Flagship products now include the company's name, Hiraku, search Kasuri, a type of pattern fabric. Oh, she looks conniving. Former president of Hiraku Soaps, retired from 2 years ago, who was great influence on the company position of chairwoman. Recently, rumors of possessing strange and powerful magical abilities are earning her the nickname of Witch of Hihaku. It's kind of sus. Prior to the war, Natsuo enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. Bitter reality of the world, factory destroyed by fire during war. Reworking fabrics crafted something more suitable to blue-collar work. Noticing the rise of popular Western-style clothing post-war, she left the textile industry. A nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, Hihaku being another name for kasuri, a type of fabric featuring patterns. Longing dissatisfied with soap supply to textile factory, saw a business opportunity to set her own soap factory. Inspiration for imported soap brands, develop new products, good reputation. Ever the shrewd businesswoman, she ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV, featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Hiraku soaps into a household name. Those people are scary, man. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary? That's correct. Don't you think it's possible he's acting in her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A cursed sparrow with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as her next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Back in the Edo period, the canal known as South Wagurusui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kinshicho Station and Rengoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. Stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion are both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. That's quite a lively area, isn't it? I suppose you can call it somewhat of a city center. Literally partitioning ditch. Waterway dug in the middle of the road to down. One collection section and rainforest above. Rainwater cover shore. Anyway. Alright, let's talk! First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man who ran to last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the HQ alone. We should walk around, visit a cafe or some tea, perhaps. Ooh. He tells me he barely slept last night, yet he seems to be brimming with energy. Oh, was I too that resilient at this age? Perhaps it's what sets apart a detective from the rest? I'm gonna go in. I might take a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Okay, good looking there. If it were me, I'd stop by, you know, a local coffee shop, get some Earl Grey latte or something. Oh, what the heck? It's fast. Sorry to keep you waiting. How'd it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt, he's the same man I saw last night. But doesn't seem like he is a curse bearer. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? I tried to approach Takumi at a fallen item after I ran into it last night, however. You said your name was Richard, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What do you want about? There was no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess a curse stone of the haunting clappers. Cap! I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It's a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. Oh no, that wasn't Cap. We do have haunting clappers. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is a prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you obtain the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? She's so shrewd. Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. Okay, get it. Freaking simp. She also had a deep love for this man, having transformed into a pile of dirt it once was to the home of her HQ. She cannot stomach the fact that it is now the sight of these curses run rampant. So, you're telling me the Queen of Hikaru is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamio who's gallantly working behind the scenes exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? What is this whole universe? What's going on this side? Suigen Gamio. Oh, he's a famous sorcerer. These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over the curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. Cat! 6! Whoa, I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that's the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Consider its importance. I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now. Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return it with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you, I'll oblige. How it went. So there are an after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh? I mean, he did stab Oki, so I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. The company's plotting something. I wonder what it means to do with these curse stones. It seems rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite not having collected any soldiers. Perhaps the people Hikaku were the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged information so casually? Takuma was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he be doing that? Recently, people have been caught up in the cult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hikaku's chairwoman's godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from the mystique. That's unsettling. This dude knows a lot about politics in this place. We should avoid Hikaku for the time being. It'll be a pain if I have to deal with Takumi again. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hikaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hikaku's self is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. In the meantime, we should be off somewhere else. How interesting that the Queen of Hikaku, or the witch, wherever she is trying to get her hands on the rights. It's like some kind of dark fairy tale. Regardless of what it is or isn't true, we must stay one step ahead. To the school! Bless! To the school! Isn't that Okuai? Here we are, Ground Zero, Kogamata High. I guess it's logical the police got this place shut down. The teacher's body was not here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now the school's closed. Isn't that her? Or they're just reusing shadows. Probably. Sticker? 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 That's like really small hiding somewhere. Sticker? No sticker. Rip. Unless some kid already peeled it off. The news had attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. Seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against Michiyo. It's just like those in the detective's office. Oh, what's with that camera movement? I can't check out the gymnasium. No! This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if the teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around to see what the students have to say. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michiyo. That guy works fast. I'm back, man. So what did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Joichi and Michiyo, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michiyo is the one who killed Joichi. Really? The story got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michiyo is going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtail girl in school uniform was seen around school last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl and not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michiyo brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michiyo's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michiyo lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. Probably from the student government. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to contain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it is not possible for us to visit Michiyo's house. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. What is mental health? People don't care about that. Well, students' personal information. I don't want a student being kidnapped on the way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. As for outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I said anything. Here's some background. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Michiyo's home. I expect her family might be able to tell us more, but it's a hard topic to bring up so soon after her death. However, it's normal for a high school girl to keep things hidden from her parents, especially if it involves criminal activity. True! Oh, near the household. Oh, that's where the detectives were at, you know? How'd it go? I went to visit her family home, however. No one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door, and all the lights were out. It seems they've been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. Something has to happen now. Yo, the stickers just died. It's a bit quiet over here. It's a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? I've never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richard accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing. Always investigating, chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. I don't understand why no one come to this house, even after she committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give us a scoop. They know everything. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michiyo's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michiyo's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of who were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, the reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common law husband had moved into the household. Ooh, a stepfather? His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. It really is. So what is this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with them to not hit Michiyo. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. Oh, there's abuse going on too, man. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved in domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michiyo reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with UI, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, UI hasn't returned to home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michiyo's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems like they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, man. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Oh, dude seems old. He has no hair. The common law husband of Michiyo Shiraishi's mother. He started coming and going to Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. Seemed to serve some time in prison, but the details are unknown. Oh, ah! Huh? Oh, so you came by here too. What is it? Let's go! Reunited! Ah. Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richard? Yes! 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 Shee! Ooh. Fancy sushi! Alright, let's move! It's weird. It's like events don't happen on their own. I have to cause it to happen. And I change the circumstances, you know? So there's something about that element too that's kind of puzzling. The place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. But it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incident. Do I just wait now? Ooh! Mockingbird number 6. Okay, that's like not even a half, man. Wait. Why aren't they there? I have to walk in on them. I have to finish talking here. Oh, maybe I have to suspend here. Do I just wait? Wait, I'm confused. Oh! Oh, that's right. Oh, same thing. Am I missing some conditions here? Why can't I just continue? Wait, so I ran into them. Why did it just end there? Oh, this sign is yellow. Maybe I'm not at the right place. Okay, so I went to candy shop. I went to the high school. I went to the bridge. Oh, I did go to the bridge. Dang it. Nothing's here there. I don't think it'll change. What? I'm confused. No, it's just a different line. Did I make the wrong choice? If I did, then... What is... Oh, am I not supposed to run into the detectives? Well, so maybe that means it's game over. If I ran to the detectives... Wait. Oh, moving is a dead end? So I'm not supposed to be found by the detectives, then. Or the game doesn't want me to be. There's nowhere else I can go. Unless the Ayame girl's back. Shiraishi's were dealt with a tough man. I can't imagine what it was like. Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstances to take part in the kidnapping? Wait, that means I have information about her, right? So why don't I... Oh, so I have to go back to the high school girls route from the beginning? We're not gonna meet up with the detectives, huh? Yeah, that's also a suspect. I think... Yeah, that's definitely... Yeah, I think there's something to be said here, so... Well, I thought that was going to be the last episode, I guess not. Now it's just time for recon, going back and forth and kind of like figuring things out, but... I guess I'll have to end the video here. I'm a little tired. This takes a lot out of you. This one's an information heavy episode, so... What you guys do? Like, subscribe, and